Welcome everybody. We are officially back. This is episode 46 of the Lookout Podcast. My name is Meals. I'm here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff.
Hey.
More Dragon Ball, more Dragon Ball Z. Man,
really good stuff.
I feel like, you know what? There's stuff that I wish there was more content to talk about outside of what we're talking about now.
I know, like stuff that's like not Dragon Ball Z, you mean?
Not even that, like impending things. Like even if it's just like when the hell the series is coming back. I know we talk about it every episode.
Like not Dragon Ball Z stuff. Just I need some super info back.
Yeah, I mean, the manga's the manga, but this is about the show. You know what I'm saying? And we have another podcast about mangas now. But
this shit better be beautiful. It better be like every episode better be big budget. They're taking way too long right now.
I remember there was a Twitter poll, or at least something on Twitter that said, drop your hottest take about the Dragon Ball series. Mm-hmm. If you had a hot take about the Dragon Ball series, what would it be? Can you say something off the top of your head? Because I can say what mine was.
Dragon Ball?
Just the Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball, Z, Super, GT, everything.
My hot take is that the show was produced poorly more often than not.
Like, when you talk about produced poorly, what do you mean?
Visually.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Visually, yeah.
Compared to most animes, which kind of keep a consistent animation.
Right. They go off the wall sometimes. Some episodes are really bad.
You would have think some episodes were sent to Korea and some were just designed in another Taiwan or another country. No, no offense to neither country, but the fact that every other episode, the animation is like, you're gonna get one good one, and then one, I don't even know.
You're not sure about this, and they're consistent with that shit too.
Consistent with it being good and then terrible and then good and then terrible. Right. I'm sure that worked well for the budget. My hot take was, I feel like in Dragon Ball Super, they really didn't know what they were doing until they finished the Future Trunks Goku Black thing.
No, yeah, I think that's it's really funny, but I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
and if you watch up until that point, you can you can see it.
Yeah, you can see, not even just with the animation, which was terrible up to that point. It didn't become consistent
until...
Some
of those episodes are so bad. And we talked about this in the past, but like some of them are really, really, really bad.
Just drawn so terribly. Especially considering, this came out, this started again in 2015. It's like 2016, 2017 when it come out, and we're still having these problems with the animation.
Which is, it's unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. Because if you look at some of these animes that are coming out now, you're like, oh my.
Every episode is beautiful. I mean, we talk about Demon Slayer all the time, but when they have it's like it's already good. But then when it's time to show off,
they put like a little bit of extra money into it, and you're like, all right, this is next level shit.
They got butterflies on the fucking sword. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like
maybe what we're complaining about right now is what's taking them so long. Right?
You think
we can only hope, at least?
I mean, in terms of the actual story of Super, it doesn't really start clicking until I think legitimately the Tournament of Power, which is about like 70 something episodes into the actual show, because all of it at that point was like fan service in different ways, but like introducing a little bit of characters, but also including a lot of fan service. And don't get me wrong, Tournament of Power was that too, but like I felt like they didn't sort of establish the roles, establish the profiles of people, kind of got back into characters that people wanted to see, like Android 17, Android 18, Krillin. Like, people, instead of just making it the Goku and Vegeta show, they said, okay, let's further expound on these characters that were already here.
If they want to last longer, they have to.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hopefully that's what they're doing, man. Hopefully they're just making it look as pretty as possible for us as viewers, so we don't kill them like we just did.
And maybe a simul dub.
All that saying, it's still a classic anime, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's still classic. It's still very good dialogue wise. Some strange moments here and there, but ultimately the story is great. So I mean,
Now,
give and take.
speaking of the story, we are here at the Saiyan Saga.
It's getting violent, man.
Yeah, it's super violent, to be honest
Violent.
with you. I have no idea. Hold on. Damn it. Oh, I'm just gonna keep going through it. I'm just gonna ignore my voice.
Again?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore.
I don't hear it. I don't hear it now.
I feel like it's gonna go away eventually. I don't know if it's because
Science, man.
I don't know if I have another mic in or whatever, but I think it's gone now.
See,
That's so weird.
Science, man.
With that said, back to the story that we have here. We're going through the Saiyan Saga each day by day, part by part. We've gone through the beginning stages.
Mm-hmm.
Goku's dead.
Goku's dead.
Our first episode, the big moving away point is Goku's dead. That's it. The hero you thought. We killed the hero of the series in the first 5 episodes. I would want to say, looking back at it from that point of view, kind of bravo, because it's something that you'd least expect.
Absolutely.
Especially probably in 1989 when it came out. It was like, what? We killed the main character?
Yeah,
whoa!
Like, you never, when you're watching stuff like that, you're always like, well, they're not going to kill him. You kind of just know. But yeah, good for them.
By the way, new chapter of Demon Slayer. Oof.
Yeah, I know.
Oof. I don't want to do spoilers because you can
we can't do spoilers because it's like the show is done so well. This is off topic, but the show is done so well that like I'm reading it and I'm like, I cannot wait to watch this animated.
Yeah. And the manga is apparently doing super well too. It's like
it's it, bro. It's
like the highest selling manga of the year, I think.
Yeah, that's it, bro. It's the one.
It's the one. But back to the actual story itself. So the first episode, we kill Goku. We get that out of the way. Second episode, a lot of filler. Mm-hmm. A lot of fake development. Some real development, some fake development. And by some fake development, I mean the development that doesn't matter in the long run. But development nonetheless. We got to fill episodes up and all this other stuff. So we get some development. This one, we finally reached the battle. It is it is time. This is kind of like...
These niggas pulled up.
Yeah. The first scene that we get, actually the last scene in the last episode, is Vegeta and Nappa pulling up to Earth. First of all, wonderfully designed.
Yeah,
I know we just talked about the artwork, but yes.
There are great moments, though.
It is a moment to see. They pull up, scouters on, arms folded, searching around. The nice pan of the camera from the feet to the, the feet all the way up to Nappa. Like, it's beautiful. It's really something to actually see.
My favorite thing about it was you immediately get the sense of terror that they develop and that's all they know.
Oh yeah, they're big news. So I want to talk about this. They arrive
to see stuff like that. Like how evil somebody is.
Right.
The latest, like the Super Saga that we're kind of in, that's kind of how it is. Mm-hmm. Kind of got to see how evil this person is. It's like I need to know right off the bat. Like,
it is. How can I say this? I don't know. So what I want to get into actually is the relationship between Nappa and Vegeta, because it is an interesting relationship between these two. It is not necessarily. It's not brotherly. It's more so. I mean, depends on who your brother is. To be honest with you,
man. I just feel like Vegeta's
you feel like that. So they're at that point. They discover Kakarot is alive, so they know there are 3 Saiyans left in the entire universe. However, they don't seem to have any camaraderie between them, especially like we talked about it last episode where Nappa's like pretty much like, yo, Raditz is such a bitch. Yeah. Like he died on Earth. What a loser. But then we get kind of the same relationship between Vegeta and Nappa, right? Like Vegeta is obviously the one calling the shots. Why he's calling the shots, I'm not sure. Is it because he's stronger? Is it because he's smarter? Is it because
it's probably his blood,
the Saiyan Prince thing?
Yeah, I think it's more that than anything. I think considering that if they know there's only 3 of them left, who's highest ranked at that point?
Right. Because I'm pretty sure Nappa used to work under King Vegeta.
Yeah.
So now he's just working under his son. But also it's kind of wild because you know how it goes. Essentially, like it's like you work with a boss at one job. and it's like he's your boss, and then both y'all go to a new job, but y'all now have the same boss.
Yeah.
So it's like, actually, you're not my boss anymore, is what I would run from this, because they're kind of on the same level. They're part of the Freezer Force. They're not really part of the Saiyan Elite Squad.
Absolutely.
There's only 3 of them.
Vegeta's not allowing that shit though.
Yeah, he's just like, yo, I'm the Prince of all Saiyans.
Every time Vegeta says something, puts Nappa down, Nappa's kind of quick to be like, "You're right.
You're right. Sorry, Vegeta."
You know what I mean?
Even in the moment where they arrive, Nappa tries to have some fun and he blows up the entire city.
He's like, I shouldn't have fucking let you do that shit.
And Vegeta's like, what if the Dragon Ball was here, my guy?
And he's like, oh yeah, my bad. It's like,
my bad. You know how I like blowing shit up, like, and Vegeta's like, this idiot. And it's kind of like, of course, it foreshadows to what eventually happens. But it's like these constant moments. You get it throughout the fight. You get it throughout even, just their interactions with one another. And Vegeta's body language kind of tells a lot, because he's the cool, calm, and collected boss one. Yeah. And
even the Cyberman situation, he was kind of like, he kind of blamed that on Nappa.
Yeah, honestly, it's like, you got the wrong batch. You got some funny stuff, man. You got some laced
like that, and that's why their friendship, or however it is.
Would you call it a friendship?
I
think that's the big question. Would you call Nappa and Vegeta's relationship a friendship? We know they're associated with one another, but
Nappa may feel a certain type of way. Vegeta probably doesn't care either way.
I feel like we never fully got to understand. I feel like this is something that could have been played out, and God knows. I mean, Super is weird with shit.
You never really know, right?
I think Nappa is become such, I don't want to say super popular in his like death, because he's been dead forever. Yeah. And I don't know if but the opportunity to bring him back, he's door's
more
open.
Popular than Raditz.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. But I mean, they could always bring him back and kind of explore that. But I don't know if Nappa and Vegeta are friends, to be honest with you. They just seem more like comrades in action. They're bonded together by their heritage and their blood, right. And also because they're the last 4 Saiyans that have existed. So it's less of a friendship and more like we're put together in the situation because this
is what it is. Let's get it.
Yeah. So they arrive on Earth. They immediately sense out the power levels and like, oh, there's some 2 strong ones over there. And immediately fly over to them, and it's Piccolo and Gohan. And pretty much we're about to get it cracking. I mean, Piccolo and Vegeta exchange words. He's like, listen, Piccolo's like, I think with every fight they start with the same thing. It's like, I think you should leave.
Right. It's like, bro, I'm not going nowhere. I'm here for something. I've been traveling for a year.
Yeah. I've been traveling, sitting in that little space pod for quite some time. Like, I'm not coming out here without, first of all, killing people. Second of all, getting these Dragon Balls too.
Yeah.
There's so many character arcs in this entire, not like character arcs, but there's so many like moments. And I think everyone gets a moment, whether it's good or bad. And a lot of it is bad. A lot of these are bad. You kind of see how they kind of depict the character in these kind of moments, or how they want to showcase the characters in these moments. But a lot of them are relatively bad.
The Z Warriors kind of Z Fighters, Z Warriors, they kind of get picked apart a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fast. That's kind of like, I mean, I know for me, when I was a kid, that's what I remember. Like, this is the first thing I remembered them.
Oh, yeah. This is the first.
You know what I mean? Like, I hadn't watched Dragon Ball to an extent where I knew a lot about Tien and Yamcha and stuff.
I didn't know Tien and Yamcha's names until, eventually I knew them. It's not like, it probably took me a couple months because, like, I had not seen them. People would mention them, and I'm like, oh, you mean the 3-odd guy? Oh, you mean the orange dude, the tall orange one that kind of looks like Goku. Yeah. But I wouldn't know these people, and it's a lot of because how this kind of arc depicts them, and especially when it's the first arc that you see. I mean, in Japan, they get used to them, and I'm sure they're shocked by what happens, because the series takes from the second episode, actually, it takes a vast turn. Aliens, all types of shit, space traveling, whatever. But for us, we just see it as it is, and we're just like, yo, Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, they're all herbs, like, It just
That's
is
what you told us they were.
100%. Let's get the Goku thing out the way because Goku's mainly featured in this episode running down Snake Way. We talked about last week. They got the timing wrong. So now Goku is really hauling ass back down Snake Way. And we get all of these episodes and what would become, I don't even know if it would become a trope because it was kind of a trope in Dragon Ball as well. In terms of the Goku's missing, someone please save us.
Yeah, you know that scene that they have where it kind of cuts to everyone and they're like, I can't fight without you, Goku. Where's Goku? Goku, we need you. Like... all of
this, then this entire series of episodes that we were talking about, anytime Goku's mentioned, it's just, you just wait till Goku shows up.
It's like, he's going to kick your ass. Wait till he gets here.
And it's just like, I get it, don't get me wrong, but they're not even warriors on their own, right? Like they're kind of dependent on Goku to win this fight, and they're all in agreement and fully aware of it.
The crazy thing about you saying that is, there's another scene where Gohan's kind of terrified of the situation. I want to say it was maybe after Yamcha situation with the Saibaman, and Piccolo's like, "Calm down, Gohan. You know what we're here for." It's like,
right.
It's like, damn, dude, like y'all really just waiting for this nigga to pull up.
We just been stalling until Goku, even it becomes a big part. Even they stop in the middle of the fight for 3 hours, and it's like we're waiting for Goku to show up. And I don't know if they need to do that by a storytelling point, but it kind of gives context.
I think it was more for Vegeta's development. It kind of shows, his spirit, I guess. It's a Saiyan thing for sure.
It definitely shows the Saiyan thing. It's like, oh, I want to face the strongest fighter.
It's very similar to. I mean, I feel like Goku would do something similar if he hasn't. I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he has.
Off the top of my head, but he
waited for Frieza to power up to 100%.
There you go. It's like, oh, great idea. This guy's terrifying.
Oh my god. But Goku's just running down Snake Way. He's hauling ass. He's going crazy. We talked about it a little in our chat, but don't you just love the colors of Snake Way?
So good.
The purple, the yellow, the kind of the steel kind of
the things that they decide to go hard for in the series, and then the stuff they decide not to is actually extremely funny sometimes.
Yeah. Because it's a beautiful backdrop. Like you look at it and I'm just like, every time they cut back to the Snake Way thing, it's like, I'm in love.
Yeah.
Like these colors are fantastic.
But sometimes the explosions look awful and you're like, why'd you even draw that?
But here's the thing, like I also feel like it works well in this context, but it doesn't work in real life. Like navy blue and orange don't work that well in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you look like a dumbass in actual life wearing these things.
Trying to pull that off. Even like the Goku, like when you see people, I mean, this is no disrespect to anybody who has like the Goku print in a t-shirt, but it is absolutely ugly in real life.
Yeah. It's not cool.
Yeah, like it's not attractive.
They sell the t-shirts of it. I'm not sure where they sell it from, but I'm sure they sell it just orange t-shirts. Hot Topic. Orange t-shirts with the logo, the King Kai logo.
Yeah, it's so ugly, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah, I would never be called dead wearing. I would be called dead wearing it if I was like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah,
because that sounds like some shit that I would do at 16 or 17 years old and probably have done.
Absolutely. No, I'm not. I'm talking about like
like our age now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely that. But you know what?
Judge how kids dress, man.
No, 100%. I remember. Oh my god! I don't know if I told this story on the podcast. There was definitely some kid on Halloween dressed up as Goku, like fully Goku with the boots and everything, and like some kid walked by and was just like, "Ha, he's Goku." I'm like, "Yo, why you gotta make him feel that way?" The man is on the kid is in a fire costume.
Yeah, it's Halloween, bro.
Yeah, it's Halloween. Like, let him rock. But it is what it is.
We needed to go to Comic-Con though.
We sure do.
We do for real.
We do. All right, I'm down. This is one thing that I'm 100%. I'm 100% down.
We'll talk to Jamal about it as well.
This is true. The full anime nerd wagon on the way to a Comic-Con or Anime Con or something like that. Are you? Nah, I'm not. I'm not. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not fully into it yet. I'm not fully there yet. I'm not a.
You don't gotta go too crazy.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? And I'm
What?
pretty sure someone's gonna steal our idea because of this. We could do the little like the little demon slayer mask things and have them like on the side of our heads, like shit, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't have to get fully there. Just people to be like, oh, I know what they're doing.
Right, 100%. Like we could do one of those.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not putting anything over my waves. Like I'm still gonna be me. It's just I'm gonna have something, so you know what's going on.
This is a fact.
The fucking scouter on, just some, niggas know what's up.
Some light.
Some light.
Let's see. Okay, so all through this entire thing, you know what? You get this moment where Vegeta and Nappa shows up and just casually drop that. Oh, no wonder Reddit's had a hard time. He's a Namekian, and Piccolo's like,
okay, wait. This scene, I'm so glad. Time out. Because Vegeta clowned him in this dialogue. Right? So I'm really glad you're bringing this up because I was definitely gonna forget. Okay, so this man Vegeta was like, nigga, you don't. He was basically just like, yo, pointy ears, green skin. Where are you?
He's like, you thought you was from here?
And Piccolo's like, he looks devastated to find this information out.
So I'm Namekian. It makes so much sense, and I'm just like, nigga, do you know what Namek is? Do you even know where that is?
Y'all gotta listen to this. Like, just probably YouTube. Like, Piccolo finds out he's Namekian, and like Vegeta kills this guy. Like, you can't tell, bro. Like,
green skin, pointy ears. Well,
who wrote that scene, man?
I don't know. Piccolo. This is just like it's like the other Vegeta Piccolo scene.
Sarcasm was there. That's why it was funny to me. Like Vegeta was being very like this dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was so funny.
The Vegeta Piccolo interactions are never not funny, in my opinion, because there's never been a situation where they've had to directly work with one another, but they're not afraid to call each other out at various times. And we talked about the hyperbolic time chamber moment was like, you could go in as many times as you want, but you're not going to beat Cell.
No way.
Or Vegeta pulls up when Piccolo things with Cell, and he's just like, how did you get so strong?
constantly like really trashing Piccolo.
And they're like, he's as strong as he's a super Namekian or something. Like Krillin says that, and like Vegeta's like, super Namekian? The fuck is that? Stop making shit up.
I mean, ultimately, that's what Vegeta said. Like, you're really right, though. Their relationship is almost non-existent. Like,
oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
It's true though, dude.
Piccolo learns that he's in the Namekian. He doesn't get all the cool backstory shit that Goku gets. He really doesn't.
About that shit quick.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't really know about Namek until he gets to Namek. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yes, this does feel like home. And I'm like, I bet it does, nigga. Like,
all y'all look exactly the same.
Yeah. He gets there too late. Everyone's dead. But
oh man.
But to be honest with you, he was born on Earth. He's kind of like he's an Earthling. He
said this is my planet now.
Yeah.
So
he died on Earth and GT and all the other stuff. I think that was super dramatic, but it was also very sad, but like wild dramatic. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. Piccolo's a Namekian. That becomes a big part of this thing, considering they go to the planet Namek in the next arc. So yeah, kind of a small point, but a big point. Now we get into the disrespect. The disrespect of this arc, because actually, you know what I want to talk about a little bit? Nappa. Let's talk about Nappa a little bit.
Yeah.
The character, because Nappa, he's not lasting that long either in terms of our conversation about this entire thing. But Nappa is a very, would you say that he is the most brutal Saiyan out of all of the Saiyans? Because I think he is.
Well, yeah, I think
more than Vegeta, more than anything, I think he is legitimately the most brutalizing Saiyan that has ever existed.
Yeah, I feel like because he's not very intelligent. Mm-hmm. So like, I feel like really all he knows is brutality.
He represents that Saiyan that King Kai was talking about. Like when he was talking about the Tuffles and the Saiyans, he's like
Yeah,
the Saiyans were like primitive, and all they knew was kind of fight. And he kind of shows up like looking like kind of an ape, a gorilla, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and
Extremely aggressive,
it's
and he's got great durability. He took some hits. Now he took some shots from TN. This man took some. He took some blast on.
he took some shots. He's overall still fucking blowing everybody away, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
yeah.
There's no one on the current squad, and you know, during this entire thing when they land and they talk to Piccolo and Goku, Krillin pulls up, then Tien and Chaozu pull up, then Yamcha pulls up last. Should have pulled up earlier, to be honest.
Yamcha made a lot of mistakes in that episode.
But Nappa may be legitimately the most brutal Saiyan that has ever existed. The man he doesn't know anything but truly fighting. He has no, like, he's not smart. Just, thing by this. He doesn't have a true character or true emotions, or at least we don't get to know about it at that time. I would love kind of like an arc that kind of maybe humanizes him a little bit, but also just says like, nah, actually, I'm still the baddest nigga on the planet. And he just is what it is. Like he is the Saiyan. He is the epitome of what these Saiyans are,
Yep.
and not what they become to be as we go through this entire series, which is not, kind of how they sort of evolved. All fucking three of them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they all changed quite a bit.
Let's also talk about the tone of every. I'm doing all of this because we're also just everyone dies, so it's like we're doing this because as we currently have all the characters here now, we should kind of talk about them and stuff like that. But I love one of the things I love about these series of episodes, and we talked about this a little bit before, was kind of like the characters of everyone before they became the characters that they became to be based on like popularity or something like that. Like before all other factors were included on making them who they are.
Right.
The characters there will be. Vegeta is well. Go ahead.
No, I'm just curious to what was their initial plan? Like, did they know that at some point they were going to be building these type of relationships, or are they just as amazed going back watching this as we are?
I would love to know that as well. I mean, from Vegeta's beginnings,
did they have plans for Nappa to be? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
I'm curious of what other ideas that they had.
Pickle, even just everyone. For Vegeta is not the same way he is now that he is later, and it's not so much of like he evolves into a human, but there is like this like, I mean, he's still completely disrespectful in the end,
but he's civilized.
Yeah, he's 100% civilized. He's like Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Yes.
Yeah, he's
like
just civilized. That's all.
He's like Nappa. We don't,
I think we also don't like to talk about as like how outlandishly rich he is. Like his life is still basically what it was when he was on his planet.
Right.
He's still lavish. He has everything he could desire from like a technology standpoint, and they're filthy rich.
And he's not like, to be honest with you, in this kind of art, he's not really like the warrior that he ends up becoming. Like he's not like. Later he becomes like, yo, put fist to shit and begin active. Like here he's obviously controlled, he's calm, he's like he's scoping everything out. He's not jump into action, shoot a million fireballs at things. He's just like, yo, we came here, we rocking right now, like this is the shit. And I'm sure that maybe because he hasn't been rivaled to this point anywhere that he's gone.
Right. He didn't even think about those type of odds.
Right. So he's just like, yo, I'm chilling. Like we go to planets, we steal their women, we steal their money, we steal their food.
Steal their women.
I'm sure they do.
Lord knows what they were doing.
It's been a year.
It has been. This man Mills like, well, I mean, I'm sure they just at some point.
And we just chilling. We just flown through space. This is what we do. We're true journeymen, but also we whoop a nigga. We whoop a little ass, is what we'll say. but just seeing everybody, even Krillin, for instance, like Krillin, to me, this kind of reminds you because Krillin evolves into like such a scaredy cat. Like by the time he hits Namek, he's like, yo, everything scares me. Rocks, trees, people, pink guys, green guys.
I can't take it.
Yeah.
Reminiscing about his friends dying.
All this other stuff. He becomes such a scaredy cat that you forget that he's an actual warrior. And throughout this entire thing, I mean, we see the debut of the Destructo Disc in this thing. We see him really go head to head with Nappa. Even though Nappa's completely stronger than him, he's going head to head with him. You kind of see how much he's really like jumping into action as opposed to like really backing up and letting other people handle it. Right. So it's a little bit of a different tone. Not everyone kind of gets the real tone shift that they do because most of them die. Let's get into the deaths. The first one.
Let's get into the deaths.
The first one. They try to do a 6-on-6 tournament. I think Vegeta was being cute with this. Oh, there's 6 of them and there's 6 of us. Maybe we could start a little game here. We got ourselves a little, a 5-on-5, like a full court press. Someone should draw like maybe a basketball type of thing.
That'd be funny.
However, Yamcha comes in, he pulls up, he's like, yo, I got this. Don't even worry about this. I don't even want y'all sweating, to be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna handle this. We gonna do the thing. He gets in a couple cool moves.
Mm-hmm. He was balling at first.
Yeah, he was balling.
Was that a Kamehameha wave?
It was a Kamehameha wave. He didn't have to shout it or nothing. The man
he just charged it up and hit nigga in the back.
It ain't look that strong, but it was.
Yeah, it looked weak. It did look very weak. Like
it looked like a bubble beam. It just looked like a bubble. It just it was what it was. But he got him down. Came down, hit the pose. With the hair, he got the hair flowing. He's like, yo, this is nothing. This is a breeze. Yeah. Woo, boy.
My favorite part about this was Piccolo. It's over. before Solomon did anything, Piccolo just it's over.
It's over. He didn't give a fuck about Yamcha.
Yeah, he didn't care. He was like, first of all, I think it was funny because Piccolo was probably sitting back like, should just let Krillin fucking go, man. Because I don't think Krillin was gonna allow that shit. But like the fact that it happened that way, it's over. And then all you see is Cyberman locking his hands together. You're just like, oh shit.
Oh my god! Listen, so it is the most infamous scene. I say infamous. I don't want to say famous. I don't really want to completely disrespect Yamcha, but the disrespect to Yamcha.
Yeah, that picture has been used for now. For a long time. Everybody knows that shot.
Yeah, it was even revisited in Super when they did the baseball thing. The baseball filler episode where he gets to home plate and they were trying to blow him up and they show him in the thing. Like, it's been recreated. There's toys of it.
Yeah, there's video game moments are hilarious too.
There's everything from it. Why do you feel like they really have something out for Yamcha?
I'm telling you, I feel like he's used as somewhat of a like comic relief is comic relief, but I also feel like they do it in Dragon Ball, but under death.
Yeah.
So like they know that going back to the quick, the moments between Bulma and Roshi, I feel like, which was basically filler, but like Bulma's crying, I was gonna marry him, blah blah blah.
Let me ask you a question: would you want your ex crying over you if you die? Who broke up with you?
That whole scene is weird to me, bro. Like personally, it's just because it's like she just, I don't know, man. Like they could die, and all of a sudden she's like, "I was gonna marry him." It's like, come on, Roshi's like, calm down, move on.
Yeah, come on, you got to move on. We got the Dragon Balls. Relax, sit down.
See, he was like, we have the Dragon Balls, and then she's like, oh yeah, that's right. And I just feel like his death is like they have certain characters that die for
effect,
no like heartfelt thing. Like they tried to make a quick like emotional thing about it, but it wasn't.
They tried to give him something. Yeah
it was really, I think it was just to build up the Krillin moment more for anything.
Yeah, because Krillin balled out. The man killed 5 of them. The man killed 5 of them with one shot.
Yeah, so that kind of tells you where Krillin was too. In comparison,
I think Krillin, they say how to click. in wrestling, got backstage powers.
Yeah, yeah.
They ain't really gonna really hoe out X Pac.
Yeah, never.
Because he friends with Triple H.
And I think like, well, Goku will do anything for this little fucker.
Yeah, we can use him for later. Trust me, we need a Goku moment, and that's
the one.
We gonna use him for effect.
Yeah, him dying. Well, which his moment, we all know. We'll get to that talking about Frieza, but his moment with Frieza was that made a lot of sense emotionally.
Yes,
because of how drawn out it was.
100%. So Yamcha's dead. Then I think a lot of people, then we finally get the fight with Nappa, right? And we kind of get to see how brutalizing Nappa is. And the biggest moment that we see of really how, like, insane he is, like, really Tien tries to go in and get some action, and Tien blocks his hand, and his hand just turns into, like, it turned into, like, jerky or something.
It did something that the human hand's not supposed to do.
I think, to be honest with you, I'm just going to explain this because there's no other way to explain it. I think at some point, either, like, I don't know if his bones were crushed or blood just stopped flowing through his arms or something along those lines, but something happened, and then Nappa punches his arm again and knocks that shit clean off.
It looked like he got hit by a Destructo Disc, really, but like that wasn't the case. That's how clean it was.
I was like, this don't make no sense, but whatever. It's because this is an anime. I don't really care. Yeah. But he punches his hand off. That is one of the sickest shit I've seen in my life.
You have to be fairly powerful to punch somebody's whole hand off.
Just punch it. It's so disrespectful.
And he left like he left like 25% of forearm.
Yeah. And the next scene is like Tien going and like holding his hand, and I'm just like, this is so disrespectful.
Yeah, it would have been crazy with blood flow though. It would have been
yeah. I think now if they do this in like a current anime, like he's bleeding until he fucking stops. Like,
great and mature.
He knocks his hand. He fucking punches his hand off. Chaozu tries to get in some action because he's fighting with Tien. He tries to do some psychic shit. I think they did it on the low. They didn't really like,
they just threw it in there because we know if you know.
Yeah, but the psychic shit don't work. But he tried to do that. He ends up getting blasted off. But once he sees this whole thing happen to Tien, he jumps on Nappa's back, and it's just like, the only way I can kill him is if I kill myself. Woo, boy.
Yeah, that works. That always works.
This might be another one for effect.
Yeah,
I can say
it is.
Because
it was just for Tien. They just do it. But the bad side to it to me is it makes the viewer care about the character even less. Like I don't really have I didn't feel any way about this.
No.
Even watching it as an adult and being more emotionally invested in the series. Like, I still don't feel a way about it.
Because he ain't really had no scratches, man. It was like, yo, you kind of burnt my armor with you exploding all over the place. They can't wish him back because he's died twice now.
I wonder why. How strong did Chaozu think he was in that situation?
I don't
because
even know.
I would have thought it over. Like, you know what? If I do decide to do this, is it even gonna work?
I don't even know if they had concept of power, or Chaozu did at least. I think. Do you feel like Chaozu has fully retired from fighting? Like he has, right? Like he's not.
When's the last time he's been involved in anything?
He hasn't.
Was it this?
Nah. Yeah. Well, yes. He fights the Ginyu Force a little bit. On King Kai's planet, but like this is the last time he's involved in anything.
I mean,
he's kind of retired.
He's cooked. Right, told his ass sit down.
Yeah, Tien of plenty of times I didn't want to bring Chaozu because this might be too crazy for him, and I was like, nigga, you right? Because
why is he still pulling up with you?
Yeah, why you still got him around? Chaozu explodes. He kills himself. Does not even successfully kill Nappa or makes any sort of large dent.
Nappa said something like, "Whoa."
My favorite part was Nappa trying to reach behind his back and was like, "Yo, get this guy off of me."
Get this little guy off.
He slams into the rocks completely rocks his shit. Pun
Yuncha's like
intended.
Yuncha. Chaosu's like bleeding and
Yeah.
body's all tore up from getting slammed.
But he's like, yo, I'm still here. I'm about to blow up. In this moment, I think in any other moment, if this happens like 100 episodes later, I don't know, Tien turns Super Saiyan or super grows a fourth eye or a couple set of arms. He does something crazy.
He shoots that big ass, pretty strong beam at Nappa.
I mean,
put some scratches on him a little bit, but Nappa's still like chilling through it.
He did. He hit that strong beam. I think Piccolo and it was this time where Piccolo and Krillin were trying to like catch him off guard type of shit.
Yeah.
But once he sees that's not working and he's over there on the floor lamenting over his lost arm and his lost friend.
You see how we keep laughing over this is why they're not this is why we don't take them serious. Although Tien is the coolest out of
Tien is by far the coolest, out of the Z fighters.
Yeah.
So he thinks back to all the times he did, and he unleashes this incredibly powerful bomb that does some damage on Nappa. Like, it really does some damage, but it overall kills him because he used every bit of energy in that blast. Yeah, I mean, we say goodbye to Tien, we say goodbye to Chaozu, we say goodbye to Yamcha, and the bodies are really hitting the floor.
1.5 episodes, they already told us, don't worry about these guys. Go.
Yeah, that's how brutalizing these Saiyans are, and it's they already off the bat in this Dragon Ball Z series compared to the Dragon Ball series, they're saying that this is the greatest threat to the planet Earth that there has ever been, because 3 of our Z fighters, they're just dead, and this person is still alive, and they don't know what to do.
Would you ever be interested in older sagas being redeveloped?
What do you mean? Like being reimagined?
Same shit, just visually redone.
Oh, visually redone.
Yeah, like same dialogue, maybe new voice actors, but like same dialogue, maybe the more violent moments make them as violent as we thought they were going to be, but same shit, just drawn to perfection.
Yeah, I would be interested in that. I would love that.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
I would love that. Let's see. So eventually they keep talking up this Goku thing, and then everyone takes a 3-hour pause. They're like, yo.
Vegeta once again tells Nappa, we're done here. Just chill out for a minute.
Just chill out for 3 hours. Nappa can't sit still. The man has to kill.
I think he goes off and takes off some big ass submarine ships or something.
Yeah, he takes off some submarines, some air things that are trying to target him. He's having a blast. Whereas in these 3 hours, Piccolo's just standing there with his arms folded, so disappointed in Gohan.
Yeah. Because
so many open opportunities. He's so strong. He's developed him. He even in his mind, he says, "I've taught him everything that I know." It's
like Piccolo, man, he's a kid, man.
That's what Krillin's trying to explain. He's like, yo, but he's a kid. He's like, you gotta understand. He's like,
what do you want him to do?
I'm sure Piccolo was like, when I was a kid, I was killing goats, nigga. So, I don't want to hear that I'm a kid talk. We all kids. I'm only 7 years old, actually. No, I'm kidding. Actually, Piccolo's pretty much
probably, yeah. I'm like, hey, you may be on.
He might be like 8 years old, to be honest with you. Happens 5 years after the tournament. What does the tournament happen? 7. He's definitely under 10 years old. They wait the 3 hours. I'm trying to see if anything development wise happened in these 3 hours. I don't think
3 hours. They were we just saw Nappa kill a bunch of people.
Oh, Goku ends up reaching. I guess he reaches the place.
Yeah, he does. He gets teleported there by
Kami. Before Kami kicks the boat. They planned that perfectly.
Right.
Kami's Kami. First of all, isn't this
Goku? Imagine if Goku had to. He didn't have him at that point in time.
Isn't this what Goku wanted out of King Kai? Someone who can zap him there and then zap him back there.
That's what he asked for.
My nigga Kami said he's there, and he zaps, grabs his arm, zaps him back here, and then Goku jumps off the lookout. Shout to the lookout.
That's a lookout for sure.
He jumps up to look out, which is always my favorite part. My favorite part is them like diving off of the shit with no care in the world because they can fly.
Got Nimbus first.
He can fly, right? Like all of a sudden they know how to. Maybe he just
Nimbus like on the way, or didn't he stop for sensu beans?
Yes, he stopped for sensu beans for sure. How did you feel about them suddenly know how to fly?
I feel like they just decided that they didn't want to draw it out in explanation. So
it's a quality of life update.
Right. It's like, wait a minute, these guys are absolutely powerful.
Let's just make them fly.
Yeah, like let's do it because this is ridiculous.
Because like I don't know how we're not doing this like Goku hitches a ride in a cab type of shit no more.
Right. This is ridiculous. Come on.
So Goku's on his way. The episode is called Nimbus Speed. Finally, Gohan grows some cojones.
Yeah.
Because they launch a triple attack. It was like, yo, let's launch a triple attack on these motherfuckers. Because their big plan, their long shot plan was, we got to grab this nigga's tail. That is the only way we're going to beat him.
That's the only way.
As all the Saiyans we've encountered before, their tail is where the weak part is. So we got to grab their tail. So they do this whole like distraction, bait and switch type of shit. Someone, Krillin sets up the screen. Gohan runs past. Piccolo comes from behind.
To draw this play out perfect.
The pick and roll. And Piccolo's in perfect position. He grabs him by the tail, and then Nappa just elbows him on his like forehead and knocks him clean out.
Not worth it.
He was just like, and Vegeta's like, "Oh, you thought we were Raditz? You thought we were crippled by that weak
Raditz from the grave?
Yeah, you thought we were crippled by that weak shit that happens with our tails. Like we have evolved past that. Our tails are strong.
Yeah,
it is crazy. So that is where we're at. Krillin tries to get in some action. Now I'm just fast forwarding through a whole bunch of shit. Oh, Destructo Disc time.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Destructo Disc?
One of my favorite
move.
I think we talked about this during the tournament a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Destructo Disc, it's a great move. It's so great that they were like, you know what? Quillin is way too lame to have this only. We got to give it to Frieza. and then after Frieza, we got to give it to Cell. And of course, Cell just took his shit to like new levels. And then they kind of
give it to Goku.
Well, and not just that, but like, Gohan kind of buried the move during the Cell games too.
I don't know.
That shit.
You know what though? They didn't they kind of like advanced it when he did that, like it splits into different discs.
It follows you no matter what.
Yeah, and then it like cuts off shit under, because what Goku did against Jiren, I was like, yo,
that shit was hard.
That shit was hard. I was like, okay, Destructo Disc, all right. At some point, Nappa knocks Krillin the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So much that he can't move his legs, he can't move his arms, he can't move anything. All he can do is speak and cry out where Goku is.
Where are you, Goku?
I wish Goku was here. And Gohan's like, you just wait till my dad shows up. And like Piccolo's like, okay, so they're not gonna kill me because of the Dragon Balls. But at some point they just decide, yo, there's Dragon Balls on Namek. We can burn this. What's up?
It's like how they both tell each other information about things they shouldn't be throughout like fighting. Like they mention about 3 times on other occasions, we could just wish him back with the Dragon Balls. Like, damn, what if Vegeta and Nappa didn't have this information, man? Y'all are just all willy-nilly, makes them want it even more.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's true. I think
now Vegeta and
Nappa
are like, oh yeah, by the way, there's more of these.
There's more of these Dragon Balls on a completely other planet. Like the Namekians can make tons of them, and we're like,
why are you all telling me this?
Friends. Well, they did
writing all this shit down. I know.
They did it for story purposes,
of course. But it's like, damn, dude.
But it's like, because now in the future they reference like the Saiyans were talking about Namek, and there's other Dragon Balls on there.
Well, said. You know how it goes again.
Oh my god. But Nappa's like, yo, buddy, guess what? We don't have to keep you alive anymore. So I can go all in on your green ass. And there's a fight. I like that. As this fight progresses, Gohan gets a little bit more confident each time. First of all, he starts off a complete bitch, but he's also like 5 years old, so I get it.
Yeah, it's okay.
But he gets confident as time and time goes on, and he lands this real insane kick on Nappa that like knocks him into like
that
whole
power
bunch
level spike real quick.
Yeah, and I think even like Vegeta laughed at him. Vegeta was like, "Wow, you got punked by a 5-year-old."
Vegeta at that point, that was when he realized he was gonna kill him. He was like, "I'm gonna kill him at some point today.
I'm gonna murk this nigga. I'm tired of him. He gets in my way. If he makes it through it, we might be friends. But after that, nah." I don't like how Kami already saw that he was going to die.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I didn't know it was like, Mr. Popo, I feel my time.
It's like Piccolo is on the ground crying his eyes out. Like,
no, but that was even before that though. Like it was before he even got hit.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it would have been better because we already knew at that point what was gonna happen.
Right. I didn't agree with that, but uber emotional moment. Nappa throws an extremely powerful. I don't even know what type of key blast. Something.
It was regular shit.
It was just some light, some light.
Regular shit, nigga.
He throws it at the direction of Gohan. Gohan is too afraid to move. So, slow motion Piccolo running. I mean, they might be like 15 minutes until Goku shows up. My favorite part is unrelated to this because they do it in the bridge where they have Piccolo running, but in Piccolo's mind, they're like, don't I have time to like grab him and run? Instead of just standing there, he's like, oh, I could probably do that right now.
And then he takes it on like full on.
It's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it's a really they did a really good job with it. They obviously wanted us to remember this moment.
It is the peak. It is sort of the peak moment in sort of the relationship between Gohan and Piccolo.
And not to mention, it's important between Goku and Piccolo's relationship because I think at that point they became, Goku's respect for him was already. I mean, it was already respectful just from the fighting.
Right.
Now it's just like you
as a man,
Yeah.
Piccolo throws himself in front of Nappa's shot and sacrifices himself for Gohan. He looks like he actually takes it, but then he actually doesn't, and he immediately drops to the ground. It's a very emotional moment. Right. It is. He's there. He's on the floor. He's crying. They're going over reminiscing about like Gohan's asleep, and like Piccolo like gently touches his face.
You don't see a lot of tears. There was a lot. Like he had that. Like that scene was like Piccolo was crying.
Yeah.
Crying.
And that's what's crazy because like the tone of the show, I don't remember the last time someone cried on the show.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like he was like,
besides tears. The other big moment is Vegeta, right? Like Vegeta just like
the Trunks thing.
No.
He did cry after the Frieza situation.
The Frieza thing when he was on the ground explaining to him that like
saying blood shit.
Frieza captured me as a kid and he killed my father. No, he cried because he said, Frieza told his father, if you do everything that you're supposed to do, I won't kill him. And then he killed him anyway.
Right.
So he was crying because of that. Because he put his pride, he put his saying and everything on the line and worked with the guy who killed his father, even after he kidnapped him.
He was like, yo, Goku, I need you to take this shit in, bro.
Right. Take out the gravity of this entire thing. Like this means so much more.
Bro. We saying, bro.
And Goku, I think that's when Goku actually got it. Like he
realized.
When he was just like, yo, we're doing this for something bigger. And I represent something bigger than just Earth, I represent the last of a dying breed that this man killed. And who knows, I could be so much in touch with my family and my past if Frieza didn't kill it all. So yeah, you gotta embrace it. Gohan lets out a big, emotional, cry. Kami just fucking floats away.
That was it.
Nigga just disappeared. Like the meme. Like the peace meme shit. I forgot what his name was. That's what it was. He's like, yo, I'm out.
We got to do that. If we got to get the Party Next Door record and find that moment and just fade them out.
Oh my god. So that gets my favorite part because Gohan just decides to debut the Masenko Ha.
Mm-hmm.
He debuts that. He cries. He puts his all into it. But Nappa punches that shit away. He was like, "Yo, get that shit out of here."
The trash is gonna stay trash.
I'm about to kill both of y'all. Y'all don't even realize that.
Yeah, Nappa was really like, yeah, you're gonna die. Like he had a lot of death jokes.
Oh yeah,
the patch of episodes.
Listen, he's unstoppable. They kind of like he is truly unstoppable. Like if it wasn't for eventually Goku's arrival,
he tried to step on Gohan and squish him.
Yeah,
it probably went through Gohan's body. Think about it. I mean, he knocked Tien's arm off, or hand off. So like,
nigga would have squished him. The shit would have been fucking
gross.
Brains and science books all over the place, nigga.
It would have been gross.
Oh my god. So we reach to that, but finally, Gohan is saved by the Nimbus, and we get to see that Goku, aka Kakarot.
That episode had something in it that I wanted to talk to you about. That's why I was laughing about. You asked me about a hot take about the series. Sometimes Goku's body is so unproportioned, it's awful. There's a part where he's standing and his arms are so short. Like his body is like drawn regular, and he's just like.
First of all,
like this.
There's a moment where he's walking up to Nappa, and you would have sworn Nappa was like 30 feet tall because in the foreground, like. Goku is so tiny, but in the background, Nappa looks massive.
I'm looking at Nappa's height right now. Nappa's apparently only 6'8". Come on now.
Oh, come on. I mean,
no way, dude.
You think he could make a living in the NBA, to be honest with you?
Hell yeah, he could.
He could have been Shaq.
A beast.
Listen, first of all, Goku shows up. Everyone is ecstatic. This is what they've been talking about for the last 9 episodes, nigga. Like, but
he looks really strong.
He looks really strong. He looks calm.
He immediately teleported in front of Nappa, brought Krillin a sensu bean.
Oh yeah, broke it in half. I didn't know you could do that.
The sensu bean, man. One day we should have a whole episode about this amazing product. Like, why is this not being distributed throughout the world?
Listen. He broke it in half, bro, and said, "You get one, and you get one." I was like, "That's not how this is supposed to work." But whatever.
Y'all don't do that all more.
Because niggas is greedy. It'll probably only put up half their power. It probably only give Krillin feeling in his legs again.
He can still feel a little ass whooping.
They go just walk with a limp, just like, "Yo, at least I could walk."
Right.
Episode 28 ends with. Really Goku getting into the action, getting into the thrill of things because he's like, "Yo, I'm about to avenge all my friends," and Nappa's like, "I'm about to kick the shit out of you."
Mm-hmm.
He cannot touch Goku.
No,
and I don't think we get the iconic meme thing in this episode. I think we get in sort of the next set of episodes we're going to talk about the iconic meme, but we'll talk about it. The over 9,000.
Yeah. Crazy moment.
But you do get this cool visual of Goku walking up to Nappa without any fear and like doing all types of and one moves all over him.
Goku's ready. He ready for action.
Listen, at some point he stands on his head, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And just stands there.
Yeah, he on some shit.
Like
you could tell exactly how strong he became.
100%. But that is the finale of what we're going to talk about in episode 46. In the next episode, oh boy. Next episode, I mean, beyond the death of someone else, it's Nappa.
Nappa. In a bad way.
Right. But we get to talk about the big moment, the first ever battle between Vegeta and Goku.
Very important.
Very important for the series. Very important move on. It is Goku's, they immediately replaced Piccolo, and it was like, what is a Piccolo when it comes to Vegeta? But would become Goku's greatest foil ever.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I don't know, but Vegeta or Frieza. I mean, I guess they're kind of friends now, but also like Goku and Frieza are kind of like friends now. I don't know.
We're gonna have to get back to that at some point too, because I'm curious to what all that even means later on. That's why we need Super back so bad.
Yeah, there's some like tension, but like not really. I'm interested if they do this in the manga where like Moro's out here like destroying the universe and Frieza's like, who's this Moro guy jacking on my steez and stealing all my shit?
Maybe I'm going soft. I wanna maybe I'm going soft moment from Frieza. Like,
and then Frieza fights alongside Vegeta and Goku, and the face turn happens, baby.
What you think? Do you think there's a possibility Frieza can complete a face turn?
Yes. I think he's so beloved. I think he's beloved by people so much because people who love him as a villain that the face turn is just easy. It's just easy. And, you could turn him evil back at any time, but you can have it that, Vegeta doesn't fully trust him. Goku's like, yo, whatever. Like, I trust him, but, like, I only trust him because I'm a naturally trusting gentleman.
Make a story about it for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Will they take it there?
We shall see. I mean, next chapter drops in a couple weeks. I'll actually be...
So much stuff right now.
Actually, I don't know if I want to say it, but I've already requested to be on the episode of the Big Eyes, the next Dragon Ball Super, the next chapter thing.
Okay, good.
So I've already requested to be on it. I know there are mangas and stuff you like.
Yeah.
Feel free to hop in if you want to.
Yeah, we're gonna start. I'm down. I'm down, man.
All right.
Oh, holla at me, man.
But you can, our whole nerd anime fucking network, Mount Silver podcast, you're getting that this week as well. You're getting that this week. The lookout, here we are. Make sure to buy the t-shirts, rncradio.bigcartel.com.
They look awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, they look awesome.
They're incredible. So make sure that you cop those, rncradio.bigcartel.com. Please show your support. Unlike the last t-shirts, I feel like we shouldn't have these t-shirts up forever. So I feel like
maybe we can bring them back after a while.
We can bring them back after a while, but
limited.
They're going to be limited. So make sure you get these t-shirts. I want to say get these t-shirts sooner than later because they will not be available all of the time, to be honest with you. But make sure you cop the t-shirts, support the podcast. It's a very, very fun thing that we're doing. But yeah, we got that. We got Mount Silver, of course, the Big Eyes podcast about various anime mangas. He's continuing to go over so much shit. He found a manga called Dog Nigga.
I know. Yeah. I know.
I don't know, but you know what? I'm gonna try to figure out what this is about.
I think it's like an independent online type.
Oh, it's gotta be because ain't no way no Japanese niggas is.
Yeah, but it's still pretty cool though, nonetheless.
But that's it. RNC Radio Live is the pretty much the extension, the wave, the family, the everything. Like, so make sure you follow that so you can continue to follow us and keep making sure we do what it do. I'm gonna update the Instagram really, really soon. I want to get some time over the weekend to make some cool content, some cool looking stuff. Because, I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but, we like shit. We like quality. Like, right. We like our shit to look good. So make sure you follow the Instagram, the lookout.db. It might change. So we'll let you know if it does. And yeah, just, we're continuing to go with this. The next episode will be about Goku versus Vegeta. I think that's worth the excitement and the hype. And we're inching.
Find out how Nappa dies if you don't know already.
Nigga gets thrown up like a pair of Nikes, nigga. But that it is what it is. I suck at conclusions. This is why this editing is taking so long. So I'm just gonna say, we'll see you guys next time.
Sweet.
Peace.